basil. This little guy looks just about ripe for the taking. Yeah, that's just about perfect. That's wood sorrel. And it's just before bloom. Well, apparently Mr. Bunny Rabbit got to my dandelion. There was a beautiful dandelion there, but now you can see something clearly the rabbit. Because if it was the deer, it would be all munched down about here. No, it's that rabbit. Okay. Dandelion. More wood sorrel. That's actually a beautiful stand that's coming with me. We've got pokeweed. I've had two whole schools of thought on this. I've talked to a lot of people about it, but you got, well, I'd say the better part of them going, no, you could eat that. That's fine. Just, if you got a sensitive stomach, just, blanch it and then blanch it again. Leach it out. But I've had other guys say when you see any reddening on it, any at all, do not eat it. It is poisonous. It will hurt you. I know the berries are, but as far as the greens, well, I've heard of people eating the greens raw, well past where they are right now, which is just a little bit red. Young muscadine leaves. You see they got a real waxy, beautiful finish on them. They don't really taste like muscadine. If you ever eat stuffed grape leaves, which is a Greek dish, it's like a grape leaf wrapped around. A lot of times, I like the ones with the pork and the rice and stuff in them, but that's all it is. It's just a grape. This guy right here, the one that's slightly more yellow with the round leaves, that's ground ivy. That's real good stuff. And as you can see, pretty easy to harvest. Honeysuckle. The flowers taste good, they have a sweetness to them, there's a carbohydrate value and a vitamin C value as well. The leaves, not so much as the actual flowers, which have a nice little pistil inside. What you do is you pluck one off, and you see that right there? It will come out. If you pull that out gently, there is a drop of nectar in there. That's what hummingbirds eat. It's these birds over here are known to eat them. See if I can squeeze some of that juice out for you so that you can see it. No dice, it's up there in the pistil. But anyways, honeysuckle. That's another nice one to throw into a salad. These are my red onions that are growing in my garden here. And this is one of the beds, but we've got a lot of good stuff here. My main concern is looking at the way onions grow. I'm going to wait and see if any of these tops have broke. Some of these leaves will break. And as you can see right there, the ones that get yellow, that's the ones that get so heavy they fall over and actually snap. And that's what I'm looking for. So I don't really see any yet, but if not, we'll come out and we'll make some trimmings. We want some of those. See here we have wild strawberry. Well, and these just grew right in the middle of these irises. See, you have another one there, but a few wild strawberries in it. Purple dead nettle. This makes a great salad green. You see that little purple flower on the tip? It will eventually become a larger plant. But that is the way it grows and the leaf structure. But that is purple dead nettle. We'll grab that. This is creeping cucumber. Now, I don't see any fruits on it yet, and it's right next to some opium lettuce here. They also call that prickly lettuce. It has overtaken it apparently near my remnant of my raspberry bush, which took a hit. Somebody cut it. like a ninny. Let's see if we can get you some better light on that. Well, that kid's jamming on that four-wheeler. Unfortunately, I don't see any fruits yet. And there's a funny story I want to share with all of you about this plant, the creeping cucumber. They look just like little cucumbers. Just like them. Taste just like them. There's really not a lot of difference. They have a lot of water value inside of the fruit. Other than that, you know, they're delicious on a wealth around a salad. The thing with them is, though, if you see them, they have to be very dark green and new. They can't have any yellowing or even turn black, because after they turn black, that pretty little plant there by my foot, this one that's trailing all along here, this is nature's most devious, diabolical weaponry I think I can think of. If you really want to do somebody wrong, you take a overripe ground cucumber or creeping cucumber and put it in their salad. After they eat it, they are going to be hospitalized with what could only be described as horrific diarrhea. If a horse, a full-grown horse, eats one of these fruits, they need to be taken to the vet. They can get very, very sick, and some can even die from it. Can you imagine dying from diarrhea? Man. Prickly lettuce. And boy, that is a little bit prickly. I can feel that. But prickly lettuce is also called opium lettuce, and it is prescribed as opium in France, where you know, they are kind of progressive in their medical thinking, but it is an alkaloid substance very similar to opium. It has a very similar potency, and when smoked, it has to be smoked. It can't be, you know, you can't just eat it. It will, it'll numb pain, just like opium, and that's another good one to know. I don't know if we're going to take this one because I see bugs on them, and I don't want any extra protein in my salad that I didn't buy. So we're going to leave that home, but that's an identification for you. This is one of my old buddies and one of my favorite herbs we grow here at the Wealth Around Us in the backyard plantation. But this beautiful stuff, very hardy, very healthy, dark green stuff full of chlorophyll. This is water mint, and it is one of the sweeter mints. It's actually kind of a stand-alone, on-alone herb in the sense that, you know, I mean, it's like mint that you don't have to add any sugar to because it already has its own built-in sweetness. It does taste a lot like, if you made ice cream out of it, it would just be absolutely phenomenal. But this stuff makes great Tuareg tea, makes a great salad green, has a very natural, like, you can rub it on your skin, and it'll make your skin feel cold for a while. It has like a menthol-like effect. It's a breath freshener. It's also good for keeping, I've noticed, we've used it to rub on our faces, keep the mosquitoes off our faces. They don't like it. It's probably that it's like cedar and that it's high in phenols, you know, those strong oils that you can smell, like mint, cedar. I forget what the other one was, but there was another material that bugs don't like. Anyways, segue, we'll be right back. This little guy, I hate these so much, absolutely so much. You probably saw one in a couple of the last shots, but this is a cutleaf geranium. And it is edible, although it is highly astringent and not recommended if you had diarrhea or something like that, or say if we accidentally ate a little bit of that nasty black ground cucumber and ended up getting debilitated. Well, we could make a tea out of this thing's roots and stock and put a stop to that diarrhea. It's also good for like mouth sores and things like that. It's very astringent. It's a natural astringent. Grows everywhere. It's all over the coastal United States. This right here is ready to harvest. You see how it's laying down like that? Well, this is a stand of crow garlic. And so we're going to come out here when we do this tomorrow. You might wonder what this video is about. Well, we're going to make a Wealth Around Us salad. We've reached 2,000 subscribers. I thought I would do something special. So instead of go to the store and buy bagged, I'm about to come out here and forage one. And we're going to put together a nice little salad just from what we find around us. And this is going to be like a table salad, actually a forage green salad. Probably run you close to, you know, $45 in a high-end restaurant that would serve one. Do something like that. But how it's laying down like that, it's already come through its life cycle. It has dumped the seeds out of its heads. So it's just like that garlic you see in the supermarket, but it's wild. And I can tell already, all I got to do is pick up that, just pick up this rock right here. That's all it was growing out of. And we'll harvest that for you. So yeah, as you can see, we've been letting the garden grow a lot, and you know the beans have been hit. There's a couple of hits this year with deer, and that was about it. The rest of what I've been allowing to grow back here is in terms of like weeds and stuff like that, because there are a lot of weeds. And I can't get to every one of them, and that's the unfortunate thing about being a farmer. It's very, very hard to keep them away, especially when you got birds and stuff eating all the bugs off of your proverbial beans, as it were. But we've got tomatoes. The green onions are doing excellent. Beets are getting a little bit of yellowing in there, but they're still, you know, ones are rising out of them, so I just imagine that's a natural part of their growth cycle. Mostly what I've been allowing, the only weeds I've been allowing to grow are the ones you can eat, like the ones I've just showed you. And we've just got tons of it, man. We got sorrel, all out the wazoo, wild carrot. Sedum is one that I like to plant near sensitive plants that are a little bit water sensitive, because it tends to retain, it's a succulent, it's like a cactus or something, and it tends to retain a lot of moisture and keep it in the soil, so that's a very good thing. We got peas, getting our first pea blossoms. Beautiful, beautiful. Got a lot of tomatoes. We've been getting the best tomatoes off of that plant, and it got knocked over by a deer and messed with, and something happened, and then we had sedum and potatoes going together, but this one rotted right in the middle. I just threw it out today, and that one looks like it may have rotted too, but this one and this guy are doing real good. The canna lilies, they themselves are inedible. These are doing real good. And the muscadines are doing real good. They've actually overtaken almost the whole yard. The apple tree has come back real well this year. We have a new poplar. He's getting a little big, but we're letting him grow, and if we want to knock him down, we're going to chop him into firewood and whatnot. Poplar burns real hot and clear for a while. Not a lot of soot on it. We've got the butternut squashes are looking good. My cucumbers are looking real good. Everything's real green. I've got watermelons there. We've got a cucumber waiting on that. We might wait a couple days to do the actual foraging and salad and get that cucumber up with it, because that'd be real nice to eat. Real dark green. You notice there's a little bit of problems there on the edge of the weed. That's from my burner torch, but it does do real good against the weeds. All you got to take it, do is pass it through one time. You can actually get so close to the plant that you do that to it, and it really doesn't hurt them too much. Watermelons. We have here, all this is carrots. That rosemary's not, he's on his last days. We may use him up and go ahead and eat him. We got a decorative pumpkin. I can't remember if that's actual big pumpkin or decorative pumpkin. This was a retard. A plant that just was not doing too well. And lo and behold, he shot up one day over there sitting in the Jiffy planter. The Jiffy planter gave me some trouble this year. It got moldy, and it stunted a lot of my young stuff, and just thank God what I had in the ground already actually took. But that's butternut squash. Looks like we're going to start getting our first few on this one. This guy's doing real good. Another row of onions. Another few, about 4 rows coming up. We have these little guys right here. The deer tore after them the day I planted them, but those were soybean plants, and they were doing real good. Now they're just kind of puttering along because, deer knocked their heads off. I was amazed they grew back at all. And back here we have cilantro, and some bozo threw in a big mixed handful of goddamn wildflowers, so I can't really tell right at this point what they are, but there's a cilantro plant. There's one. There's more. There's more all back through there. It's kind of shady back here now, and that was the big problem we ran into this year, was the blueberries and all that have become little trees of their own, and it's really made a lot of shade back here. The myrtle needs to be, I need to go ahead and man up and cut some of that back, and my new poplar project, that's a tulip poplar, we need to cut some of that back and whatnot. But as you can see, the blueberries are doing excellent. And it's just too bad that those aren't going to be ripe for another few weeks. I'm going to put nets over them so the birds can't get them all, but they are just prolific. So That was exactly what we planted them to do this, and they did it. Say about 3 pound of berries. We got more over there if you can see. I will zoom you in here. That is a thornless raspberry, and it's, as you can see, it's got a couple branches that go this way, and they are completely full of berries, so that's going to be probably another bowl full of berries. No telling how many cucumbers we'll get from this, but I'm seeing a lot of yellow up underneath there, so that's a good sign. It's a good sign. We got 1 or 2 started over there and 1 about ready to come off, so that'll be the first cucumber of the year. Actually, a tomato beat it off the line. I've had all this going since April, so it's well established before the big brunt of summer, and the Georgia summer can be real rough, but these plants are already well established, and we've got an irrigation system set up. That's a 65 footer, so it reaches from that point, waters the muscadines, the trees, the peach tree, the peppers. We've got 2 different kinds of peppers going there, the other muscadine and scuppernong. That's the word I was looking for. Scuppernongs are red muscadines, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, this is all going to be, next update will be sometime probably here in a couple weeks. I want to actually get some noticeable growth going before we can come back out here, because it's going to be a hoot. And lastly, I meant to have this place looking just spectacular, but the only beds I got to do were this one, that one, the one that was planted over there, this one, and that one, because we had a brand new tiller go down on us, and I borrowed Hank's tiller that I gave him because he fixed it, and it broke down on us. So and I went to take it in, and they were saying, oh, it's a 4-week turnaround. I said, well, you know, that totally misses planting time, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So we're going to save these other beds for fall, and we're going to probably keep you updated on that situation as it comes along too. So thanks for watching, everybody, and stand by, because real soon we're going to be making the Wealth Around Us salad. Peace out.